Shodredux's video game commentarios.
Guess where the pretzels are? Think we got a vibe inside my gun.
Hello everybody. Of course I'm bringing you the QBB-95, but before I get into the specifics of the gun, I'm going to have a few shout outs. First shout out goes to Eeg Sagan for being the first one to actually send me a message on YouTube. Next shout out goes to Alexander Zambus for sending me a post on my Facebook timeline for Shodredux. Next person that sent me a private message on Play4Free website, their name is What the Frag? That's seriously his name, What the Frag. And the last and final shout out is a bit of a random one, not really. It goes to Flazian because he sent me this request for this gun to my email. With all those shout outs out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and any other sentient beings watching this video, it's time to go over the QBB-95. The QBB-95 is the light support weapon variant of the Chinese Type 95 family. So this weapon is going to be exclusively available for your medic class. The total amount of bullets that you get with the QBB-95 is 180, and it's 60 bullets per magazine or drum. So even though you get a lot more ammo than some of the other LMGs that are available for your medic class for the base weapons, it does kind of sacrifice a little bit by being able to carry less bullets in your ammunition capacity, making it a little bit subpar than the rest of the other LMGs or machine gun variants available for your medic class. One of the things I do like about the QBB-95 is it does have a relatively fast recoil in comparison to the guns available for the medic. It seems to be an average of about 5 seconds for the reload time, which is pretty fast. The total amount of damage I've seen the QBB-95 do at closer ranges seems to stay around the mid to high 20s. And as far as being able to take out your enemies go at closer ranges, it'll take about 4, maybe 5 shots. Of course, if you're aiming for the head at that range, it only takes 2 shots. At medium range, the amount of damage it does still seems to stay around the low to mid 20s. And of course, if you're aiming for the body, it'll still take around, if you're lucky, 4 to 5 shots. As well as aiming for the head, you can still kill somebody in 2 shots at medium ranges, maybe 3 shots if you're not so lucky. And at farther ranges, it still stays in the low 20s. I haven't seen it drop anywhere lower than 20 as far as damage goes at extreme ranges. And as far as headshots go, it only takes 3 bullets from extreme or long ranges. With that being said about the damage, when you aim down sight with this gun, the first couple shots tend to stay pretty accurate even at extreme ranges. So when I get into really long range firefights, I tend to fire in burst shots of maybe 2 or 3 bullets at a time, because the settle down time of this gun as well is pretty fast. So I'll just fire my first couple shots, wait maybe about a half a second, and then fire my next set of shots again to effectively take out my enemy. And if you're good enough at doing that, you can actually do it in a couple of burst shots to take out your enemy from longer ranges. Because, of course, with the right attachments with this gun, I can see the recoil of it being extremely manageable. Of course, the QBB-95 does carry a bit of an odd quirk with it for the recoil when aiming down sight. It does tend to go towards its right when it's being sprayed. So if you can learn to control that, the gun should be really easy for you to use. Using the hip fire accuracy with the QBB-95 is nothing super fantastic. The only time I would ever consider using it is if an enemy is extremely up close against me and I need to kill him quickly. Otherwise, I tend to always aim down sight with the QBB-95. Of course, the transition to aiming down sight is nothing different from the other LMGs available for your medic class, so there's nothing outstanding there. However, I do feel it's a bit humorous how slow the animation goes when just looking down just the iron sight. It's kind of funny if you pay attention to it. It makes me feel like I'm in the Matrix, or like I'm just going shoo. shoo with my gun and then firing, you know, like making that effect, like shoo. One of the really awesome things about the QBB-95 is that it never drops anywhere below 20 damage, so you know you always have that on your side when you're firing at your enemy. So if you can just figure that you can make 5 shots count, then you will take out your enemy. Unless they have 110 health, of course, but even then, you know, just one more shot isn't going to hurt. The QBB's iron sight, I think, is very fitting for it. It does give it some good, decent view of you know, your accurate shot that you're trying to make. It's not very concealing, and you can still see the open field, as well as being able to focus in on your target with that iron sight. So it's a really good sight. Not only that, but the design of the gun helps too. It seems to be pretty narrow and straight down. It's not like you're looking at an entire, you know, magazine crate on your LMGs like some of the other ones that are available for your medic class. So that's also really good for it too. The QBB's firing sound doesn't seem to be too distinguishably different, but any good player, if they're close enough to somebody using it, will be able to tell. Of course, you want to stay well grounded when firing this weapon, so jumping up and firing, even aiming down sight, is inaccurate even at close range, so just be careful of doing that. So when running around a corner to take out an enemy, if they're at long range, probably be a good idea to jump, aim down sight, crouch, and then fire. But at closer to medium ranges, I would still recommend jumping or just running around the corner and just blasting, because it's more accurate when you're grounded versus jumping and moving. In all honesty, even though there's nothing super fantastic or super bad about the QBB-95, it seems to be a pretty well-rounded, averaged-out LMG that you can use for your medic. And it can fit multiple roles in defense and offensive purposes. Even if you decide to lone wolf it, you'll still be effective for your team. That's, of course, assuming you know how to aim. For the people that would enjoy using this weapon, I can see being all around, ranging from beginners to professional or veteran players. Like I said, even though there's nothing super fantastic about it, I mean, it just seems like one of those weapons that you can just go to and still enjoy the game and still be able to play effectively with it. Just a couple annoying things that you'll have with the gun is when you aim down sight, the recoil. It's a little bit awkward because it does go to your right, especially when you lay down the trigger. So if you learn to manage that recoil when it goes to the right, you should be pretty well set. The other thing is the hip fire accuracy on the gun. Even when the enemy's pretty close, it does seem to spray all over the place. So you just gotta take that into consideration too when firing at your enemy hip fire. One of the positive things to appreciate about the QBB-95 is definitely the iron sight. And it's not just necessarily the sight itself, but the actual aim down sight altogether. It seems very streamlined. Like I said before, I mean, it's very open. You can see the outside of what's going on, and you can also aim accurately from within the iron sight itself. So it's all in all a really good sight to view down. I mean, it gives you a good field of view. Of course, the other positive thing with the gun is the deviation of damage. And what I mean by that is that the damage multiplier does not change that much throughout all the ranges. It only changes by maybe a couple of points here and there. But like I said, I never seen the gun do anything lower than 20 damage. Of course, if you're aiming for like a limb or something, but it does then like 19 damage. And that would be at like extreme range. For this gun at least. Sorry for this part, guys. I know it's a little bit dry, but my ammunition wasn't, you know, resupplying itself, even though I had really awesome teammates give me some ammo. It was like glitching out, so I had to try and fix it somehow. But yeah, other than that, that's all I have for the QBB-95. If you enjoyed this video, you can actually check out my channel for all the other Battlefield Play4Free videos I've done. I know a lot of you are familiar with those ones, but for those of you that are relatively new, just go check them out. Also, I'm doing video walkthroughs for the new Super Mario Bros. 2 for the more casual gamers, even though some of you guys that are watching this video are more professional or hardcore gamers, but that's for those of you that like Super Mario Bros. Alrighty guys, and it's time for me to head out. You guys are amazing, and keep up the awesome support, and I'll keep making these videos for you. I will see you all next time.